Rich Rising, my loves. Oh, that was rough. Oh my God, that was crunchy and rough. Rich Rising, my loves. I am here to get you guys a message from my ancestor deck. And if this is your first time here, I am Regal Essence. I am Queen TV. I am Queen TV After Dark. I am Life is a Love Goddess. I am Life is a Laid Back Mom. I'm your crystal healer and dealer. On your red sunshine in the afternoon time. On your past life princess. I'm somebody's ABA therapist and pre-K teacher. Hey, booze. Hey! Oh my gosh. So 3 cards jumped out. So let's see. So we got Sarah Lakali, Divine Lineage. Ooh. Yamaye, Awakening. And we got Mama Lambo, Self-Sabotage. So what I'm going to say about self-sabotage is make sure that you are not procrastinating. Sometimes procrastination can be a form of self-sabotage. And how that happens is we have a form of resistance, right? And we may not realize that it's something that we have to do. Like there are certain things that I know that I need to do that I am resisting, and it's easier for me to do certain things, right? So me as a content creator, I love creating the content. I don't necessarily care for what I need to do behind the scenes in order to, I'm getting into alignment, y'all, but certain things come easier than other things in our lives, right? So we want to examine why we have certain levels of resistance, procrastination, as it relates to certain things, because that can lead to self-sabotage, and we don't want that, right? So I'm gonna give you the affirmation. I'm not gonna go through all of these. So her affirmation is, I have compassion for myself. So have compassion for yourself as you are completing your task. Remember, a little bit at a time. Do a little something every day, okay? Don't beat yourself up too much, because when you do beat yourself up too much, you end up doing less because you just feel you end up doing less because you don't feel at your best, okay? So if I'm rhyming, I'm lying. It's like, I mean, if I'm rhyming, I'm not lying. Psych, I ain't saying that. I sold that off to somebody. I just want to hear myself say it. So anyway, let's get into real quick. Yay. High Priestess. She controls the ocean. What does she want to say? I'm receiving and radiating love. Get into it. So we are coming into awakening. So let's talk about awakening a little bit. I feel, in my expert opinion, when you come into your spiritual awakening, you come into a deeper level of self-love, because through a spiritual awakening, you see yourself through God's eyes, and that is it gives you a different perspective on life, okay? So we want to remember our affirmation is, I am receiving and radiating love, okay? But we want to deep dive into Sarah Lakali. We're going to deep dive into divine lineage. So let's see what the ancestors want us to remember about divine lineage. So we got Sarah Lakali. Let me make sure you can see her. She's sitting there looking all amazing. She's in the midst of water. She's in a gown. She has a crown on her head. Look at that water. She is standing in the midst. The water is backing up, okay? So Sarah Lakati, she is the goddess of divine lineage. So she comes from the temple of the ancestors. So the temple of the ancestors is associated with our root chakra. And our root chakra is assisting us with energies of feeling stable and safe, healed, trauma healing, getting over addictions, things of that nature, okay? So her element is water. And the great ancestress Sarah Lakali, meaning Sarah the Black, was an Egyptian prophetess and patron saint of the Romani people. Oral history says Saint Sarah had the highest divine lineage. Get into it. All right, so when she comes, she's giving us the guidance that your ancestors protect the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is you, boo! Divine ones walk beside and with you, so trust that. So today the ancestors are coming to remind us of our divine lineage, and it's so amazing because I was doing some research on some of the queens this morning. So I know that this is like in alignment, okay? So the embodiment that Sarah LaCali or Sarah the Black wants us to be reminded of is your ancestors want to remind you that you are not alone. They are rooting for you, okay? They ask you to honor your spirit guides and call upon the power of the divine. I definitely had to do that today because, y'all, I'm over this 9 to 5, which isn't even a 9 to 5, but like, I'm so over it. And I had to just sit with the spirit. I had to sit with the spirit today and be like, why? Why am I still there? So anyway, create or nourish your ancestral altar or shrine. So I said that to say, you know, even me, myself, I'm being reminded that I'm not alone. I got this. Da, da, da. And like, I'm really fine, but it's like, I'm the type of person, once I realize the atmosphere is not conducive for my spirit, I'll be ready to go. And yeah, and that's the long and the short of it. I'll be ready to go. And once I'm ready to go, I feel like it's going to show. And I'll be trying to be cool, and I don't really be wanting people to know my moves. I don't really want them to know, like, I don't be wanting them to know how I feel about certain stuff. I just be having a conversation with spirit, and I just be like, all right, so, you know, my time is up. It's time for me to go. So, you know what I mean? You know, I start getting things in order to be able to do that. But now I feel like what I would typically do, I'm being called to do something different, right? And in the interim, I'm just like, I'm just trying to keep my face together, okay? So they're letting me know that I got this. I'm not alone. And then I got some wonderful, amazing news, like right after I was having my little after I got done having my little talk with Jesus, I got some wonderful, amazing news. So it just changed my energy, and now I'm being reminded that I'm not alone, and I'm here to remind you guys that you're not alone either, okay? So create or nourish your ancestral or altar or shrine, unbury your ancestors, speak their names. Your divine lineage ancestors may be blood related or culturally or spiritually connected, okay? So some of us can have some connections to Egyptian lines, all kinds. Like we're not limited. We live multiple lifetimes. So all of those, you're a montage of things. You have different ancestors, and they are always assisting you. So don't be afraid to sit down. Like another lesson I want y'all to learn. I have to really sit down. I'm like, oh my God, like, Lord, what do you want me to do? Like literally sit down and have a conversation, right? And for me having a conversation with God is the same as one might say having a conversation with their ancestors. Because I'll be like, God, whoever you want to use, however you want to do it, I'm fine, right? And however he want to do it, that includes my spirit team, angels, goddesses, you know, all of that good stuff. So this is your affirmation that I want you to remember. I am my sister, and my sister is me. That's very interesting that came there. This is what I want y'all to remember. I want you to remember that you are divinely guided, divinely led, divinely inspired, divinely created, and all of that good shit. And I want you to just have the power and the gumption and the go ahead and the confidence that you can go out there today, and you're not going to wear your feelings, your emotions on your outside exterior. Instead, you are going to be operating in your highest timeline. And in your highest timeline, you already have all of the things that you want. Okay? So remember that. Do me a favor. If you're not following me on TikTok, what is you waiting on? Subscribe to me on YouTube. That's another thing. I got to get my YouTube page together, y'all. So subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow me on TikTok. Save this video for when you need a little pick me up. Share this video with your friends. And remember, I love you. Peace.